Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's me, Mary, on this wacky Wednesday, October 8th, and I am here today with 90 Day Diaries recap, episode 14. This is the one that features Chantel and Ashley, Rob and Sophie, and Liz. So, 90 Day Diaries has restarted a new season. It is on TLC on Friday nights, and I will be here every week recapping the episodes for you so you don't have to watch them if you don't want to. So, this particular episode focused in on Chantel and Ashley. Um, they are going on a trip, it's their official third date. And as Chantel introduces her and her dog, she explains that she is going away on vacation with her girlfriend Ashley, and she has something very important that she wants to ask her. Okay, so they meet up at the airport. They're all kissing and hugging. Ashley has some gifts for her, a matching hoodie, and I'll show you the other gift in a moment. Well, Chantel was reminiscing about her past relationships, including her 7 year one with Pedro that we all saw fall apart on 90 Day Fiance and The Family Chantel. You have to admit that relationship was doomed from the beginning because Chantel lied to her parents about the real premise of her relationship with Pedro. And they didn't realize until the last minute that he was here on a K1 visa and not a student visa because Chantel lied straight to their faces. So you have to admit, the family dynamic was fucked up from day one. So they show the flashback of the famous fight where Pedro got up across the dinner table and him and Chantel's brother River got into a big WWE brawl at the table and the whole hot mess and Chantel crying in the corner. So they did all the flashbacks. They did the flashbacks to her and her hot girl summer in Greece and how that didn't land the relationship. So they flash back to Hunt for Love and how she couldn't find a relationship there because her mind was stuck on her friend Ashley, who expressed romantic feelings for her before she went to Hunt for Love. So before that, their relationship was strictly friendly. It was just going out to dinner, going out to clubs. But my real question for Ashley and Chantel, did they really meet when Ashley was working as a family specialist for Sharp Entertainment? Yeah, she worked as a family specialist for TLC/Sharp Entertainment 2020 to 2025. And then previous to that, she worked as a full time production assistant at Sharp Entertainment, September 2019 to 2021. Now, if you guys are wondering what the hell is a family specialist in relation to reality TV, I got the answer to that for you guys. A family specialist is basically a liaison between the family and the producers, and they basically go back and forth to make sure that they provide support to the family that is filming. So that would kind of make sense to me why at the Hunt for Love tell all, Mama Karen was so pissed and she was like, Ashley was my friend first. They all met when Ashley worked with them on seasons 3 and 4 of The Family Chantel. Yes, I got it confirmed, you guys. Want to know who confirmed it for me? Pedro. Pedro confirmed for me that Ashley did work on the crew of The Family Chantel for seasons 3 and 4. And if you guys remember correctly, season 4 was the beginning of the end of their marriage that we saw wrap up in the final season, season 5. So I find that little fact interesting You know how Ashley has been around Sharp Entertainment, and she worked on the crew of the family Chantel. Yeah, okay. So we all remember the family Chantel, and I'm telling you guys, there's going to be a family Chantel 2.0. Mark my words. But anyway, back to this episode of Diaries. Chantel says that her and Ashley grew closer when she got her birthmark removed. We saw that in Chantel's last episode of Diary. She had a huge birthmark on her stomach area that she finally got removed, and Ashley took care of her during that time, and that's when they grew closer. So now they are going on this trip to the Dominican Republic. And Chantel's like, yeah, I know, but Pedro's family is on the other side of the island. I'm not going to see them. I love the DR. I love the people. I love the food. And I'm not going to let my experience with Pedro fuck that up. And they get to the resort. The room is beautiful. They're about to go in, take a shower together. Okay, that's it for the night. So now the next day, they go off to the beach. Ashley's making sure Chantel gets sunscreen everywhere. She has to cover all those cracks and crevices everywhere, you guys. Okay. And we got to witness it. Yeah. So, okay. Chantel said that when she first realized that she wanted to be in a romantic relationship with Ashley, she asked Google for some advice because she knows, and these are her words, not mine, that there was more to lesbian sex than just scissoring. So she asked Google, and Google gave her a whole bunch of answers. And now Chantel says that sex with Ashley is a 10 out of 10. It exceeds her expectations. And the whole time I'm sitting there listening to her talk about it, and I'm like, girl, good for you, but it's a little bit of TMI for me. Okay. So the next day, Chantel is like, I have a very important question to ask Ashley. I really hope she doesn't think I'm moving too fast. You know, Ashley, will you move in with me? And at first, Ashley was like, mm, I don't know, because Ashley is afraid that Chantel may be just like one of many girls in her past that kind of used her as an experiment. And then when they were tired of the experiment, they went back to guys. So she's kind of nervous that Chantel may do the same. Chantel tells her, listen, Ashley, I love you. I want to be with you. I can't guarantee our future, but I want you to move in with me. And Ashley finally agrees. So cheers to Ashley and Chantel moving in together. She lives in Alabama. It sucks every time she has to go home. So Chantel wants her with her. Okay, 2 weeks later, Ashley is moving into the house. She is bringing her stuff in, and everything is so cute to Chantel, except her video gaming equipment. She got a flashback with the video gaming equipment to when Pedro used to play games and ignore her. So she's like, I hope that this doesn't turn into a habit where you're playing games and ignoring me. And Ashley's like, no, I would never. So Ashley made sure to bring her backpack of tricks. Yeah, the same tricks that Chantel was talking about when she Googled. So Chantel was very happy to see the backpack and to see that there were some new tricks in the backpack. So they go off into the bedroom to go practice whatever's in the backpack, and they kick the poor doggy out. And that was basically it for their segment. So now, Sophie, I'm sorry. I want to reach to the TV and shake the shit out of this girl every time I see her. But that's just my opinion. So flashbacks about how and Rob would fight all the time, and how at the last resort she told him that things weren't working out and she didn't want to be with him anymore, and her crying, him walking away, blah blah blah. We know all this. Okay, so Sophie is packing to go to LA for two reasons. One, she's moving back to LA, so she's going to go and look for apartments. And two, she finally decided to file for divorce. She went to the courthouse in Austin and filed for divorce, like she was telling her friend. But Rob doesn't know. And she thinks Rob is going to be more pissed off at the fact that she's moving back to LA than the fact that she filed for divorce. So Sophie is off to LA to go tell Rob what's going on. Meanwhile, Rob is meeting up with his mom to get some groceries. This was a nice scene between mom and son. And basically, mom is telling son that he needs to take a break and just worry about himself and take things as it comes and take a deep breath. And that was really good advice on mama's terms. So now Rob and Sophie meet up. First of all, Sophie was wearing this ridiculous outfit that she wanted to get Rob's attention in. A crop top, a long, tight fitting skirt that shows off her ass and all her curves. And Rob was really trying hard not to look at her. Now, of course, because Sophie wanted to show off and she wasn't very practical, she wound up freezing her ass off. And she was very, very lucky that Rob is a gentleman and gave her his jacket. Otherwise, she would have sat there freezing her ass off throughout the whole scene. So basically, this was the look on Rob's face when Sophie told him that she was moving back to LA and that she already filed for divorce. So Rob's like, you know something? If you already filed, that's the best thing. Let's just wrap shit up, get it over with, and we just don't have to speak to each other again. Did I mention that Rob also brought a bag of Sophie's clothes, like a garbage bag, and a box full of lashes that Sophie left in his place? Yeah, a box of lashes. Okay, so Rob is like, once this thing is over, we really have, no need to speak to each other. We're not good for each other. And let's just get the divorce over with, and that's it. So Rob helps Sophie wait for her Uber. He puts her stuff on the curb so she could call her Uber. He drives off in his car, and Sophie is left waiting on the curb for an Uber with her garbage bag of stuff and her box of eyelashes. But she filed for the divorce. She's going to get her freedom, and everyone should be happy. So now, finally, we move on to Liz. Liz is back in Seattle, okay? And they did some flashbacks because we had to be reminded of her past relationships as well, about how her and Ed met, and how after he asked her out, I don't know how many times, she finally agreed to go out with him for the TLC check. No, never mind. I said that, not her. Then, at last resort, she proposed to him for him to tell her months later that they're not getting married. Then she met Jason. Her and Jason moved into their own apartment in Washington State. For Jason, turns out he was a douchebag as well. Okay, so Liz goes over to her to visit her friend Sarah, who I am about 95% sure is Big Mike's baby mama Sarah. I know that Sarah and Liz are really good friends. This Sarah on TV kind of looks like the Sarah, Big Mike's baby mama Sarah, but filters could do a wonderful thing, if you know what I mean. So I'm pretty sure it's her. And Liz goes over to see her to talk about, just to catch up because they haven't spoken a while. And Liz basically told her that Jason is a douchebag. That first of all, she found out that Jason was basically cheating on her with his ex and had a girlfriend in the very beginning of their relationship. So she said, I spoke to him, I spoke to the ex, and I decided to hang on to the relationship anyway because that's when I found out that I was sick. And her and Sarah hug because she's crying. And then she goes on to explain that she was diagnosed with stage 1 ovarian cancer. And it was really scary for her because she equates the word cancer with death. And just hearing the word cancer, she was afraid that she wasn't going to be able to be there for her daughter. And she was just scared, 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 scared. So she explains to Sarah how much Jason was a douche even during her treatment. After her first treatment, when she was in the bathroom vomiting her brains out from the chemo, he wasn't emotionally there. He was barely physically there. He would just throw, one time, he threw a bottle of water into the bathroom. Douche. But now she realized that she signed a lease for 16 months and not 12 months. So she's going to stay the extra months. And her and Jason are living on opposite sides of the apartment and they have opposite schedules. So it's working out for now. So now Liz goes see a homeopathic doctor because the side effects of chemo, the nausea and the fatigue, are just totally bringing her down. Okay, she can't handle it. So the homeopathic doctor recommends certain supplements, a vitamin C IV drip for 4 days a week, spearmint and green tea to help with the nausea, turmeric to help just with the body in general. So Liz starts to feel better that she has options now because she's just really afraid of feeling sick all over again. She's on a chemo pill and she just wants to stop feeling sick. So the doctor gives her alternatives and hopefully they worked out for her. So that was basically it for this episode of 90 Day Diaries. Make sure you guys keep your notifications on for all my recaps. Thank you so much for watching me. Please subscribe if you don't already. Double check that you are subscribed. Please share my video with a friend or 10. Comment, like, consider joining my membership, and check out my merchandise. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.